which you yourself pursued. Marty?
I think it came out of the change in the industry in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. And I know Francis started earlier, even in the 60s. And somehow, in the 70s, that decade, we were able to make pictures. People weren't talking about how much a picture was making. I mean, at a certain point, yes, how much money it would make or how much they would be able to risk. But primarily, they were talking about the new Terry Malick picture, or the new Paul Schrader picture, or that sort of new Francis Coppola film. These were films that were like, they were proud to make, in a way. They were proud to underwrite, I think, filmmakers with, and I don't want to use it because it could become a dirty word, but vision. A vision, meaning that they have a way of telling a story, give them as much control. And that built up to, of course, United Artists, which was an extraordinary place, making Heaven's Gate. Now, I made a picture there, Raging Bull, at the same time. In fact, Raging Bull opened 10 days before Heaven's Gate. And when that folded, we folded too with it. The picture was hardly re-released. The establishment of the UA executives left. It was a complete mess. Everything was really over at that point. But it wasn't easy to get the films made in the 70s, but there was an atmosphere of making special movies, right, of Robert Altman picture. There was a body of work. But when we hit the 80s, I know Altman, after we suffered at 20th Century Fox at that time, I had King of Comedy there, right, and Altman had a film called Health, I think, and they didn't even release it. And after that, I think Bob Altman, for almost 10 years, made smaller pictures, fringe things, until he did The Player in 1990. So they effectively altered that career. And for me, the 80s were like a diaspora. I had to search around. I had to learn how to make films again. So I started making low-budget films, a film called After Hours in 1984, where I learned how to shoot a picture again in 40 days. But you see, the problem with that is that it's at the age of 30, shoot 20 days, yeah. At the age of 40, 40 days, you're pushing it even. Like sometimes, I don't know if I have the energy, you see. And so that's why I had to start all over again. And then finally, just fight our way back to a situation where we can get a picture like Goodfellas made. But even that, it only got made when we finally cast Robert De Niro in the smaller part there, the cameo part of Jimmy. Mm-hmm. That's the only way it got made. Mm-hmm. And so, in a way, I've been living, each picture I've been able to make, has been luck, and in some cases assignments, like Cape Fear, or even Casino was an assignment. Mm-hmm. And a picture like Age of Innocence, pure luck, that Mark Canton believed in making the picture. I've been very lucky the past 25 years because a lot of studio executives, there's always been one studio where somebody wanted to make a picture that I was directing. And I always kind of come in under the wire, in a way, and sort of make the picture before they will realize what's happened and get out, in a way. And then it's a problem of selling them to a certain extent because they're usually a little bit off the beaten track kind of film.